Have you ever wondered if, right as you sit here, your strength is quietly slipping away? Maybe you've noticed a shadow of weakness settling in, even though no illness is obvious. Strange, isn't it? The thought that certain foods could actually help reclaim the power you once took for granted? Most people don't realize it, but after you turn 60, your body starts its quiet betrayal, letting precious muscle fade without a single warning. There's no pain, just those subtle clues. Mornings where getting up feels heavier, struggling to lift yourself from the couch, the stairs seeming suddenly uncertain. This slow unraveling is more than just the passage of time. It's the hidden touch of something called sarcopenia, a little-known condition that weighs down the days of millions as they age. Is it really possible to turn this around? The discovery is bittersweet. Scientists have found that certain foods hold the power to rebuild some of what's been lost, even for those well past 80. But what if your kitchen is missing one of these vital keys? Beneath the surface lies a quiet menace, muscle loss creeping in, rarely discussed in doctors' offices. Have you heard the word sarcopenia before? This elusive illness doesn't announce itself. It lingers and grows with the years, pulling away strength in silence. Fully acknowledged by the World Health Organization, it begins chipping away at muscle as early as your 50th birthday. Even if health seems unthreatened, most diseases warn you with pain, heat, or obvious symptoms. Sarcopenia gives no such mercy. There's just quiet weakening, balance falters, legs weaken, basic movements become chores, and unexpected falls begin to haunt the routine of life. You don't realize how easily strength can vanish until one day it simply has. What doctors rarely mention is how this condition is quietly fueled by choices you make each day. Choices you might not recognize as dangerous. The things you eat or avoid could decide whether you remain strong or gradually fade into weakness. Recent research has revealed something unsettling. Some nutrients can awaken muscle growth, even late in life, yet most people don't realize what's slipping out of their grasp. These muscle-saving foods are hiding in plain sight, cheap and simple, yet most ignore them. The truth is, you could be getting weaker right now, all while believing you're safe. The real horror comes when you wake up trapped in a body that cannot rise from the mattress, or when the familiar walk across your home becomes an impossible journey. For many, this loss isn't a possibility. It becomes a living nightmare unfolding silently. Muscle loss due to age is a slow thief, creeping in unnoticed until one day a sudden fall shatters any illusion of security. A stumble in the bathroom, a trip over a rug, then terror and helplessness take the place of independence. Far worse than the physical pain are the shadows of fear and reliance that settle in. Studies from Harvard Medical School are chilling. After 60, a third of your muscle can shrivel away, often without obvious warning signs. Even if you eat right and feel healthy, your body begins to betray you, growing numb to the habits that once kept you strong. Yet, the frightening descent into frailty isn't set in stone. Scientists have mapped a way out, but only if you know exactly what to feed your failing body. Ignorance is expensive. It could cost you the life of autonomy you take for granted. The hour to act slips away, and with each moment lost, the chance to recover grows dim. Once muscle wasting beyond 70 was thought to be an unavoidable descent, a slow surrender to age's silent, hungry pull. But now, unsettling revelations disrupt that old narrative. Scientists unearth evidence that the relentless creep of sarcopenia can be halted, even unwound, with the right and chillingly simple methods. Food stands at the heart of this battle. Ordinary ingredients hiding compounds that set dormant processes ablaze, pulling muscle back from the brink, quieting the inflammation that feeds decline, stitching torn fibers together in the darkness. Some of these foods, coldly precise, outperform even the most acclaimed pharmaceuticals. In some trials, the transformations border on uncanny. One study saw nearly all elders over 70 reclaim lost strength in a matter of weeks, not through drugs, but by eating with purpose. Yet, these are no miracle cures. You tamper with fate only if the ritual is maintained, if these foods become daily companions, or else the promise fades and loss creeps in. The pages ahead hold the details: 13 foods that might yet ward off the worst, spanning what to eat, how to weave them into the day, and the fatal missteps that would render their power useless. For those walking the thin edge between strength and frailty, beware what you choose now could reshape or seal your fate. Food number 9 rarely gets the recognition it deserves, even from medical professionals. Greek yogurt, a quiet nighttime companion that attempts to mend your muscles as you sleep. Few foods can claim the same efficiency and completeness in preserving lean body mass. Its secret is in the process. It's filtered to concentrate protein, stripping away the whey, so just 170 grams give you close to 20 grams of top-tier protein. The real story, though, is the kind of protein casein, slow to digest. It releases amino acids in measured drips through the long, empty hours of the night. After all, while you're sleeping, your body slips into an extended fast, when muscle loss often quietly quickens. Greek yogurt before bed tries to counteract this, giving your muscles whatever nourishment it can offer while you drift through the night. Plus, it brings along calcium, vitamin D, and phosphorus, nutrients sorely needed for muscle and bone strength. Its probiotics, meanwhile, try to keep your gut balanced and help your body absorb what little good it can. A healthier gut offsets inflammation, which could otherwise smother any chance of recovery. Stick with the plain varieties, avoiding those laced with sugar. Just add berries, seeds, or honey if you need a trace of sweetness or extra nutrition. Making it a regular part of your evenings, maybe 3 or 4 times a week, could mean the difference between holding on to your strength or slowly watching it fade, especially as the years pile up and others your age start to lose theirs. Fatty fish, the omega-3 lifeline for tired muscles. Salmon, sardines, mackerel, and tuna quietly stand in your corner, helping you cling a little longer to muscle as time marches on. Their strength comes not just from complete proteins, but also from omega-3s, EPA and DHA, known for their anti-inflammatory power. These don't just slow the breakdown, but may even make your muscles a bit more responsive to the protein you give them, helping your body make the most of what's left. With time, the body's natural edge fades, muscles and mobility dwindle as age creeps up. Yet omega-3s hold a rare and unsettling power. They can force the clock to turn, compelling dormant muscle to grow and halting the slow wasting of flesh. Even in the twilight years, these fats fight to keep strength from slipping through the fingers. A mere 100 grams of salmon, seared or roasted, so the scent lingers long after, can deliver 20 grams of pure, potent protein, laced with the kind of fat that staves off decline. The same gleaming fish holds dark secrets beneath its skin. Vitamin D, vital not just for bones, but as a sentinel against weakness. The evidence is chilling. Research from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition revealed that older adults eating fatty fish twice each week walked more steadily into old age, while others seemed to wither, beset by creeping frailty. Avoid the fried, the salted, the canned. Those shortcuts feed something else entirely, and strength slips away. If dragging home fresh fish grows too exhausting, a discussion with your doctor about fish oil is better than letting the decay win. But nothing comes close to the real thing. Whole eggs, the unassuming orbs, are a different kind of weapon, ancient, inexpensive, and overflowing with the building blocks of life. Once branded dangerous, their reputation was warped by superstition and half-truths. But recently, the scales tipped back. New findings show that for most, eggs do not invite the shadow of heart disease. For those haunted by age, eggs offer a reprieve around 6 grams of muscle-building protein each, plus a cache of essential nutrients and antioxidants, quietly fighting the slow unraveling from within. The true power lies concealed within the yolk, a strange, golden core pulsing with nutrients like choline and leucine, agents that keep the body's frail machinery running just a little longer. As years gnaw away at your strength, your muscles slip from your grasp, less and less responsive to your desperate attempts to preserve them. Leucine-rich foods, however, serve as an eerie alarm, jolting these slumbering forces back to life. Experiments at the University of Illinois unearthed something unsettling: consuming entire eggs, even for those teetering on the edge of advanced age, infuses muscles with enough energy to boost their response by almost 40% after exertion, a figure that hovers somewhere between hope and miracle. Eggs are less breakfast fare and more unholy troves of vitamin D, selenium, and iron, minerals that grow scarce as diets become duller and weaker with time. If you dare, let 1 or 2 eggs haunt your mornings. Their quick, simple preparation belies the immense power they offer, a last line of defense against the slow, inevitable loss of autonomy. Then there are the nuts and seeds, deceptively small, but standing as silent sentinels against decay. Chestnuts, almonds, and their kin may seem harmless, yet they carry dense reserves of protein, fat, and rare minerals that directly shore up dwindling muscle. A modest handful, scarcely noticed, brings 6 grams of protein, magnesium, vitamin E, and zinc. Magnesium is the invisible thread that keeps your muscles from collapsing into fatigue. Without it, weakness creeps in. Zinc feeds the faint embers of testosterone, desperately maintaining strength as age tightens its grip. Vitamin E, silent and watchful, shields your muscles from the invisible claws of free radicals that rip and tear at cells with every passing year. As the darkness of aging deepens, these foods are not just nutrition, they are small, steady torches in the long night. Pumpkin and chia seeds offer more than just nourishment. They slip fiber into your system, working quietly to shape the gut's landscape and draw in what your muscles crave. Older adults in a Tufts University study who kept their vitamin E levels high managed to stave off the relentless erosion of muscle, holding on to power most never see coming. You could be wise to reach for a handful of nuts or seeds each day, slipping them into your meals as a buffer against what time can steal away with their dense energy. However, it's dangerously easy to let too much slip by. Restraint is your only ally. Beans and legumes, those humble staples crowding daily meals, hide a secret role they feed and guard the muscles from within. Few realize that ordinary lentils, chickpeas, peas, and black beans are not just filling the plate. They're buying strength, packing protein, fiber, and minerals like iron, potassium, and magnesium, each one bound to the machinery of muscle. 1 cup of beans can harbor up to 15 grams of protein and an array of nutrients. But the real magic, almost occult, lies in resistant starch, a carb that doesn't surrender easily. It passes through, nourishing the bacteria deep in the shadows of the gut, shaping an inner world that either shields or exposes the body to silent, creeping inflammation, the saboteur of strength. This link is no longer speculation. Science has trapped it in the light. A healthier gut stands sentry at the border, improving nutrient flow and suppressing the quiet burning that eats away at muscle over time. The iron within beans isn't just a number on paper. It's the conductor of oxygen, ushering energy into muscle fibers and making the difference between rising to your feet or faltering. Data from Tufts shows that the elderly, those who eat legumes 4 times a week, move with more endurance, surrendering less muscle to the years than their peers over a 5-year ordeal. For those whose stomachs protest, caution is your first defense. Creep in with small servings, letting your system adapt to what might seem, at first, like an invasion. Soaking beans before they're cooked helps to lessen the chance of uncomfortable bloating and makes them gentler to digest. Yet beans and legumes rarely get much attention. They're often pushed aside, despite quietly fighting against muscle loss that sneaks up with age. In a similar way, dark leafy greens like spinach, kale, arugula, and Swiss chard seem almost insignificant, fragile, even hiding their strength beneath thin leaves. It's easy to underestimate them, but out of sight, they offer a surprising boost to muscle health. These greens are loaded with natural nitrates, which the body transforms into nitric oxide, a compound that opens up blood vessels, making it easier for muscles to get oxygen and essential nutrients. That improved flow can speed up recovery and stave off the gradual weakness that time brings. Research from Sweden's Karolinska Institute revealed that older adults who consume more nitrates from dark greens experience better muscle function. Even leg strength improves, and the burden of fatigue in walking lightens, at least for a while. But even as the benefits quietly stack up, they're easy to overlook. Magnesium, potassium, calcium, and the rare vitamin K are also tucked inside those unassuming leaves, nutrients that keep muscles working properly and help support brittle bones. A single cup of cooked spinach can meet nearly half of a day's magnesium need. Meanwhile, vitamin K supports the body's effort to maintain muscle and bone, trying to guard against fractures that so often change lives. Still, these simple foods rarely receive the admiration they deserve, offering their strength as the years pass, unnoticed and all too often forgotten until the evidence of loss is undeniable. New findings in the Journal of Gerontology whisper a stark warning: the path to lasting strength in old age wins through the very foods many abandon and disgust. Deep green leaves, just 2 cups a day, whether drowned in soups or buried beneath oil and garlic, may be the barrier separating vitality from decay. Protein often claims the spotlight in the battle against frailty. Yet, lurking quietly in the background, specific fats serve as a far more insidious shield. Extra virgin olive oil, oily heart of the storied Mediterranean diet, brims with agents that subvert the slow, silent destruction of muscle, turning back the clock on sarcopenia's inevitable creep. Its most potent defender is oleocanthal, nature's answer to ibuprofen, choking the low-grade inflammation that gnaws endlessly at aging muscle fibers. The horror lurks in its subtlety. A body chronically inflamed barely notices the muscles it loses, the gradual failure embedded in every day. But olive oil rewrites the narrative. It sharpens insulin sensitivity, ensuring tired muscles draw in the nutrients they so desperately need as the years advance. The University of Navarra tracked the shadows closely for half a decade. Elders devouring olive oil outpaced their peers, not just in strength, but in staving off the paralyzing chill of frailty. The oil even stirs slumbering hormones, those ancient architects of muscle, into brief but vital activity. Salvation demands consistency, 2 or 3 tablespoons a day, hidden in salads or drizzled across warm dishes. The alternative is a quiet, relentless decline. Choose olive oils of the highest standard, cold-pressed, ethically sourced, tucked away in dark bottles to guard their fragile richness, the modest ritual. But for those watching the years slip by, a careful bottle of olive oil carries weighty hope, a quiet promise of strength and self-reliance that often feels hard to keep. Berries, too, step forward as small defenders, their vibrant colors hinting at protection for aging muscles even as time wears relentlessly on. Strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries. They crowd the plate briefly with color before becoming mere memory, but not before lending their powerful antioxidants in a battle against cellular decline. Each passing year brings accumulations of unseen troubles. Oxidative stress, slow recovery, faltering muscle fibers, the steady drizzle of lost strength. Berries try to hold back the tide with anthocyanins and polyphenols, tiny guards against relentless cellular damage and creeping inflammation. Research from Tufts University offered a glimmer. Older folks eating their share of berries managed better muscle performance, and their bodies didn't give up as quickly after a bit of effort. There's vitamin C in every bite, feeding the fading architecture of muscles and tendons, trying to keep them supple against the odds. Berries, mercifully low on sugar, keep blood sugar gentler, sparing muscles the sudden blows of insulin at least for a while. Fleeting and fragile, a cupful of berries every day, slipped into breakfast or tossed into the blender, offers all it can. Even so, as days add up and old strengths fade, sometimes their promise feels bittersweet, their potency diminished by the passage of time. Every mouthful forms a subtle barrier against the slow decay of aging muscle, a defense most never realize exists. The need becomes a secret, almost forbidden weapon in the relentless battle against frailty. Too often ignored by older generations, haunted by warnings about cholesterol or entrenched eating patterns. But when approached with care, a moderate indulgence in high-quality cuts, lean red meat transforms into a guardian against the creeping weakness that stalks the aging body. A mere 100 grams of something like duckling drumstick or filet mignon contains about 25 grams of complete protein, every essential amino acid lurking within, ready to rebuild what time works so steadily to erode. Yet the real force inside this flesh is leucine. This amino acid acts like a dark key, unlocking the mTOR pathway, a biological switch for muscle growth that dulls and resists activation as years stack up. Now, only potent, concentrated doses rouse it from slumber, and lean meat provides exactly what's demanded. Beyond protein, lean meat seeds with creatine, stoking muscle endurance, strength, and recovery in shadows where plant protein falters. Research from McMaster University revealed elderly subjects who consumed lean red meat and lifted weights watched their muscle mass surge beyond the reach of those sustained by plants alone. Hidden within each serving are iron, zinc, and B vitamins, essentials that smuggle oxygen and energy into the veins and sinews of aging bodies, fueling a resistance against decline. For safety, hunt out the cleanest cuts, summon the fire to grill or roast, and only invite this power to your table 2 or 3 times a week. The strength you fear you've lost, perhaps forever, might be waiting for you in tomorrow's meal, its promise hidden in plain sight, masked by the mundane. And as age gnaws away at muscle, remember whey protein stands more terrifyingly effective than all, its potency reserved for those willing to defy time. If there's one food that quietly stands out for its blend of efficiency, convenience, and research-backed help against muscle loss with age, it's whey protein, sourced from milk. Whey offers the most absorbable form of protein you can find, enabling your body to take it in quickly and put it to work rebuilding what's been worn down. This is mostly due to its richness in leucine, that particular amino acid which triggers new muscle growth. Sadly, as the years roll by, the body grows numb to the familiar signals of youth. Basic foods no longer seem to deliver the spark they once did, and natural sources of leucine aren't always enough to push back against the gradual fading of muscle. Whey for a while at least, steps in to fill this gap. Research from McMaster University showed that seniors who had whey protein after working out managed to hang on to up to 40% more muscle than those relying on other proteins. Even more bittersweet, simply having whey regularly, even without exercise, still granted modest improvements in strength, balance, and mobility, as though offering a bittersweet resistance against slow physical decline. This is likely due to whey's peptides aiding blood flow, calming inflammation, and helping insulin do its job. All meaningful, though temporary, victories in aging bodies. For those trying not to lose too much, 20 to 30 grams a day, particularly after activity or with low-protein meals, is most effective. Try to pick versions free of added sugar or fake sweeteners, choosing trusted brands when you can. Folding whey into your day with berries, seeds, and Greek yogurt makes for a nourishing drink, one that quietly tries to rebuild what time insists on stealing away. Even oatmeal, often overlooked except for gut or cholesterol reasons, can help slow the loss, especially when paired with protein. Yet, despite these efforts, the slow fade continues. Nutrition, at best, offers only a soft cushion for the inevitable. Oats offer a slow-burning source of complex carbohydrates, lending a gentle, steady energy that can help fend off those dips and spikes in blood sugar, the sort of silent disruptions that quietly erode our hard-won muscle. Most people reach for oats, thinking only of benefits for digestion or cholesterol, not realizing this unassuming, inexpensive grain quietly shields muscle from decline, especially when eaten with protein. In addition to these complex carbohydrates, oats contribute a fair amount of plant protein, particularly methionine, an amino acid woven into the fabric of muscle itself. What sets oats apart the most, though, is the wealth of soluble fiber they contain, beta-glucan chief among them, feeding the good bacteria in the gut. A community that, barely noticed, can tip the balance of how well we absorb what little nourishment we manage to hold on to as time goes by. Oats quietly deliver minerals like magnesium, phosphorus, and iron, scaffolding muscle recovery in a way that often goes unappreciated until weakness starts to creep in. Research from the University of Sao Paulo draws a bittersweet picture. Those who regularly included whole grains like oats kept more of their physical ability, suffering less from the muscle loss that quietly steals years. Thus, a simple bowl of oatmeal at breakfast, maybe with milk, fruit, or a bit of Greek yogurt, or hidden away in a homemade treat, holds back tiredness and frailty as others inevitably begin to fade. There's some comfort in knowing your strength has a fighting chance. Thanks to this quiet ally, tofu and tempeh, plant proteins crafted from soybeans, also step forward as unsung champions. Though often overshadowed by meat, they carry a promise muscles can be maintained, even rebuilt, without sacrificing the nutrition that seems ever more difficult to secure. Tofu's gentle adaptability makes it a comfort in many dishes, while tempeh arrives with more substance, a firmer bite, and deeper nutritional depth. Both quietly carry all the amino acids you need to rebuild worn muscle, a gift that's strangely rare in the plant world. Just 100 grams of humble tempeh brings nearly 20 grams of protein, joined by fiber, iron, calcium, and magnesium. Though it's rarely recognized for its strength, tempeh's slow fermentation makes soybeans softer and their nutrients easier to access, so your body can glean every drop of benefit. Tofu slips easily into savory or sweet recipes, dutifully soaking up whatever flavors you hope will linger. Both foods contain isoflavones, compounds known for their antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects, helping slow the steady loss of muscle cells, even as the years press on. Research published in the Journal of Nutrition found that regularly eating soy leads to preserved lean mass in older adults, with results matching what animal protein delivers. Though this truth is often overlooked, choosing tofu or tempeh a few times a week might seem like a small act, but it might be among the quietest ways to keep balance as variety fades from daily life. They show that muscle preservation doesn't have to be reserved for animal-based foods, something doctors rarely bother to mention. And there's avocado, the so-called good fat, famous for its effects on the heart, but quietly supporting fading muscles through age-weakened hormones. Avocado's monounsaturated fats help maintain the delicate balance of hormones like testosterone and growth hormone, each quietly declining as the years pass, helping explain why strength slips away, sometimes before you even notice. Frequent indulgence in rich, unassuming fats like those hidden within avocados silently orchestrates a hormonal symphony, fueling processes that rebuild muscle, while the body's inner workings are forced to favor strength over decline. Inside each avocado, potassium lurks in quantities surpassing even the beloved banana, its power crucial not just for muscle contraction, but for keeping bodily fluids in their precarious, restless balance. Darker still, each green slice provides vitamin E, an antioxidant shield that wages a silent battle, warding off the slow decay of muscle cells besieged by oxidative onslaught. Add fiber to the mix, upholding the ceaseless churning of the gut, and this strange fruit becomes a complete functional food, potent, yet underestimated. Research hauntingly suggests that those who embrace these fats thrive while others wither, their performance sharpened, their muscles resisting the slow curse of frailty that shadows old age. 2 or 3 daily spoonfuls, mixed with the tartness of lemon, or camouflaged in spreads and smoothies, are all it takes to unlock the potential coiled beneath the avocado's rough skin. Most never realize what they're losing until it is too late. Up to 40% of their muscle, silently eroded by the creeping malady known as sarcopenia. This decay is not loud or sudden. It stalks quietly, festering, day after day, until you wake one morning and discover that the road to strength has all but vanished, swallowed by time and neglect. Each bite of avocado is a meager resistance against the shadows, one that few recognize and fewer still truly heed. Johns Hopkins University has shed light on a disturbing reality. Elderly individuals suffering from significant muscle loss are at a chillingly high risk, more than triple, of losing their ability to move independently, often finding themselves trapped in wheelchairs or confined to care facilities. The truly sinister part is how muscle deterioration gains terrifying speed beyond the age of 65, draining strength before most people even realize it's happening. Society's casual dismissal of this decline as an inevitable part of aging has only served to conceal a silent, worldwide epidemic of muscle wasting, one that is largely preventable. Even grimmer is the fact that many physicians are overlooking a vital nutrient deficiency, one so widespread that a staggering 78% of seniors are affected. Meanwhile, this deficiency could be quietly robbing you of your ability to live without constant help. Recent, groundbreaking research by the National Institute on Aging has unearthed 6 critical vitamins and nutrients harboring rare compounds, substances capable of not just slowing, but actually reversing muscle loss, even in those well into their 70s and 80s. The most powerful of these supplements contains a compound that doctors rarely discuss, and its results are almost unbelievable. 87% of participants actually regain muscle mass in just 2 short weeks. Odds are, your own diet is missing this hidden key to independence. Perhaps the most chilling revelation of all is how participants who had previously failed traditional physical therapy suddenly found themselves reclaiming once simple activities, climbing stairs, lugging groceries, without help. Yet, the shadowy deficiency continues to tighten its grip on millions. If you're ready to confront this threat, your response could change everything. Let us know where you're tuning in from in the comments. If you can, please give this video a like and consider subscribing to our channel. Moving on to number 6, coenzyme 10, or CoQ10. While CoQ10 isn't a classic vitamin, its role in supporting aging muscles can't be overstated. Deep inside your muscle cells, CoQ10 powers the very mitochondria responsible for most of the body's energy. Energy that so easily slips away with age. Levels of CoQ10 can fall drastically as the years go by, sometimes declining by as much as 65%. The result is a slow drain, weaker muscles, sluggish recovery, and a tiredness that blurs the memory of youthful strength. Many older adults dismiss these changes as just another part of growing old, not fully realizing that part of the loss comes from something so preventable. Making matters worse, medications like statins, commonly prescribed to keep hearts healthy, also strip away what little CoQ10 remains. For over half of those taking such drugs, muscle pain and overwhelming fatigue become daily realities. Foods like organ meats, oily fish, and whole grains contain some CoQ10, but hardly enough to replenish what's been lost. Supplementation often feels less like a choice and more like a necessity, just to hold on to what little energy remains. We suggest doctors best high-absorption CoQ10, with BioPerine due to its demonstrated 30% increase in bioavailability, which is attributed to the inclusion of black pepper extract. While organ meats, oily fish, and whole grains do supply some CoQ10, their content is generally too low to deliver therapeutic results, making supplementation valuable. Doctors Best uses the ubiquinol form of CoQ10, which comes in an active state, ready for efficient absorption by muscle tissue. As an alternative, Canica Ubiquinol Ultra CoQ10 is worth considering. Research indicates that its unique water-soluble blend offers 3 times the absorption rate compared to standard CoQ10. This matters because CoQ10's fat-soluble nature can make it tricky for seniors, especially those with digestive concerns, to absorb enough from regular formulations. If you found this video helpful, leaving a like or subscribing would be much appreciated. There's plenty more practical health information where that came from. Next, vitamin D occupies our 5th spot. Its role extends well beyond supporting bones. Vitamin D is critical for preserving muscle strength and function as you age. Your muscles contain many vitamin D receptors, and when these aren't activated due to deficiency, gradual muscle weakness and loss may occur. Multiple studies confirm that older adults with sufficient vitamin D levels experience notably improved muscle performance, strength, and stability. In fact, one landmark study observed a 20% reduction in falls among seniors taking vitamin D supplements, highlighting the nutrients' benefits for muscle health. Unfortunately, vitamin D deficiency remains common among the elderly. More than 40% of people are affected, and the numbers climb higher among those confined to their homes or living in certain areas. If you've been struggling with unexplained muscle weakness or constant fatigue, a simple blood test can reveal whether a deficiency is at play. Vitamin D doesn't just help with calcium absorption, it's what makes proper muscle contraction possible. When vitamin D runs low, your muscles lose the ability to use calcium efficiently, leading to persistent weakness and a gradual decline in coordination. For those over 65, daily intake between 800 and 1000 IU is generally advised, though many specialists recommend as much as 1000 to 2000 IU, especially for seniors who rarely see the sun. Even with good sources like salmon, mackerel, egg yolks, and fortified foods, many older adults still find themselves needing supplements. Among the more effective options, nature-made vitamin D3, 2000 IU soft gels stand out. They rely on cholecalciferol D3, which has been shown to raise blood levels significantly better than D2, and their formula meets SP standards for purity and potency. If drops are preferred, Nordic Naturals Vitamin D3 offers an easy solution, 1000 IU per drop, blended with olive oil for absorption, unlike less effective products that rely on lower-grade oils. Then there's vitamin B12. Its absorption steadily diminishes with age, and the resulting deficiency can quietly erode muscle strength. B12 is critical for maintaining muscle and nerve health, yet so often it fades from reach as the years pass. Low levels of vitamin B12 can interfere with how nerves relay signals between your brain and muscles, causing weaker muscles, trouble maintaining balance, and gradual muscle wasting. Many older adults wrongly assume these symptoms are simply a natural part of aging, not realizing they might have a B12 deficiency. The slow and subtle development of this deficiency often leads to confusion with other age-related health concerns. Regular blood tests are recommended, especially if you're taking medications like metformin or proton pump inhibitors, which can significantly reduce your ability to absorb B12. This vitamin also plays a key role in forming healthy red blood cells that carry oxygen to your muscles. If there's not enough oxygen, your ability to produce energy drops, leading to more fatigue and less strength for everyday activities. B12 also maintains the protective myelin sheath around your nerves. Without enough B12, this sheath can break down, causing mixed-up signals to your muscles, which may result in tremors, shaky movement, and poor coordination. Older adults typically need 240 micrograms of B12 a day, but absorption issues might require a higher intake. B12 is found naturally in animal-based foods, such as meat, fish, eggs, and dairy. As many as 30% of people over age 50 end up with atrophic gastritis, a condition that hampers the body's ability to absorb vitamin B12 from food. This is why B12 supplementation or injections can become necessary. Among supplements, Jarrow Formula's methyl B12 is suggested. Methylcobalamin, the form in this product, tends to stay in body tissues longer than cyanocobalamin, which is common in other brands. The Jarrow Formula lozenges are designed to dissolve under the tongue, allowing the vitamin to bypass the digestive system, an advantage for seniors with absorption difficulties. Another strong option is Garden of Life Vitamin Code Raw B12. It features a whole food-based plus enzymes and probiotics, which can boost absorption by as much as 60%. Its spray format is especially helpful for anyone who has trouble swallowing pills. Now, on to vitamin C. Its benefits go well beyond immune support. Vitamin C plays a vital role in muscle health during aging. It is critical for collagen synthesis, which not only supports your skin, but also forms the connective tissues that stabilize muscles. Low vitamin C can lead to weakened connective tissue, making muscles less stable and more prone to injury. Studies have found that older adults with higher vitamin C levels show stronger grip and better muscle function overall. As a powerful antioxidant, vitamin C helps guard muscle tissue against oxidative stress, which otherwise can erode strength and accelerate muscle loss over time. Vitamin C helps neutralize damaging agents in the body, supporting the health and function of your muscle cells. It also plays a role in energy production within muscle tissue by encouraging the synthesis of carnitine, which is essential for turning fat into energy. When vitamin C levels are low, energy output can drop, resulting in muscle weakness and fatigue. While adults over 50 are generally advised to get 75 to 90 milligrams daily, some professionals suggest aiming for 200 to 400 milligrams to maximize muscle support. Foods like citrus fruits, berries, bell peppers, tomatoes, broccoli, and potatoes are excellent sources. Because vitamin C isn't stored efficiently by the body, getting a steady intake each day is key for ongoing muscle protection. If you opt for a supplement, Solgar Vitamin C with bioflavonoids is a solid choice, as its blend of ascorbic acid and citrus flavonoids has been shown in university studies to improve absorption by 35% and extend the vitamin's effectiveness in extend muscle cells. Alternatively, Livon Labs liposomal vitamin C offers even greater absorption, potentially reaching 98%, far higher than conventional pill forms, targeting delivery directly to muscles. Moving on to magnesium. While technically a mineral, not a vitamin, magnesium is crucial for muscle wellness. Skimping on magnesium speeds up muscle deterioration, especially in older adults where deficiency is common. Magnesium supports proper muscle function by balancing calcium, which helps muscles relax and contract as needed. Magnesium lurks beneath the surface of muscle health, often forgotten until its absence makes itself known with sinister intent. Its deficiency, remarkably prevalent among the elderly, sets off a slow, relentless decay in muscle tissue. Magnesium is not just helpful, it is the lifeblood that governs each contraction and release. Without it, muscles lose their ability to unclench, trapped in a torturous cycle of cramps, twitching, and unending strain. These are not mere annoyances, they are harbingers of accelerated deterioration, gnawing away at strength and vitality. Beneath this, magnesium powers ATP, the molecule that fuels every muscle movement. Lacking magnesium, energy reserves wither, leaving once strong limbs weak, drained, and betraying their owner at the slightest provocation. It sabotages the body's ability to synthesize protein, so muscle becomes more fragile with time, a slow fade into frailty that often escapes notice until it is far too late. For those who dare to check, the toll is alarming. Most seniors fall short of magnesium simply by eating what they always have, and the medications they rely on hasten the depletion. With symptoms like exhaustion and stiffness dismissed as the price of getting older, countless people are ensnared by deficiency's grip, never realizing that relief is possible. Diet is rarely enough. Sources like leafy greens and nuts can barely keep up. The shadows close tighter with every missed milligram. If you're brave enough to face deficiency head-on, consult a medical professional about potent, high-absorption magnesium, the only real light against this creeping threat. Magnesium glycinate, for instance, can be absorbed by the body up to 4 times more effectively than the less expensive oxide forms. That's also easier on digestion and sidesteps the laxative effects that frequently make older adults quit taking magnesium supplements. Switching focus to creatine. This isn't just a supplement for younger people looking to bulk up. It's possibly one of the most overlooked ways for older adults to maintain muscle size and strength. Creatine works in a different way compared to most nutrients, which makes it a valuable ally for anyone hoping to hold on to their muscle as the years go by. By boosting phosphocreatine levels in muscle tissue, creatine plays a direct role in producing ATP, the main energy currency for movements that call for quick bursts of power, such as climbing stairs, rising from a chair, or catching yourself from a fall. These actions tend to become tougher with age, contributing to reduced independence. What sets creatine apart for seniors is its impact on satellite cells, which are crucial for muscle repair and growth. After 60, satellite cell activity can drop by up to half, leaving muscles with less ability to recover. Studies suggest creatine supplementation can increase this activity by roughly 35%, leading to better muscle regeneration in older adults. Combining creatine with even light resistance exercise has been shown to boost strength by 14% and add as much as 220 pounds of lean muscle in just 3 months. Results that would take much longer to achieve through exercise alone. Taking creatine can help you cling to the everyday routines that once felt effortless, letting you maintain a measure of independence, something that grows more precious as years go by. For those in later life, a daily dose of 3 to 5 grams is recommended, and unlike younger athletes, there's no need for a loading phase. While red meat and fish provide naturally occurring creatine, reaching the amounts considered beneficial would require eating impractical amounts, about 2-5 pounds of beef every day, which just isn't realistic. That's why supplements become less an option and more a quiet necessity. A product like Optimum Nutrition micronized creatine monohydrate stands out, precisely because it's refined for superior dissolving and absorption, a small mercy for older adults whose bodies just can't process things the way they used to. Over 200 thorough studies point toward creatine's safety in older populations, which might bring a faint reassurance. More recently, creatine is showing promise for supporting brain function too, though these findings are only a silver lining. When combined with other vital nutrients, these efforts act less like a miracle cure and more like a group of tired, loyal friends, doing what they can to hold back time, to help you hold on to the strength and mobility that begins to slip away. Supplements are a great way to fill in nutritional gaps, but whole foods should always come first when possible. Eating a diverse array of vegetables, fruits, lean proteins, nuts, seeds, and whole grains not only delivers essential nutrients, but also a host of other beneficial compounds that work together to keep your muscles strong. Maintaining muscle goes far beyond physical appearance. It supports your independence, reduces the chances of falls, enhances your metabolism, and supports your overall well-being as you age. Keeping the right balance of these 6 key nutrients is a smart move for your long-term mobility and self-sufficiency, both of which become increasingly valuable over the years. If you think your diet is lacking in any of these nutrients, consider speaking with your doctor about possible testing or supplementation. With the right nutritional support, you can fend off muscle loss and stay active and vibrant as you get older. We'd like to hear your thoughts. Share in the comments which health topics you'd like us to explore next. Your input helps us tailor our future posts. Maybe you're interested in joint health, memory tips, heart support, or something else entirely. Tell us which supplement on this list stood out to you. Have you experienced noticeable improvements from using these vitamins?